What is up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Smoke and Meteoras, the podcast where we talk about the moments that matter and the struggles the talents face on the rise. I am your host, Marissa, and this week I am joined by Mr. 99 overall, Myles Hawkins. How are you doing today, Myles? Thank you for joining us.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, let's jump right on in. I start these podcasts off the same way every time, and that is with this question. What is the dumbest thing that you have done for wrestling?
Dumbest thing I've done was probably hop in a box truck and drive to Texas from Baltimore.
Oh, geesh.
Yeah, it's probably the dumbest. Just spur of the moment, trying to get booked, delivering a ring, but great experience. I would not recommend doing it for anybody unless you're used to riding in a truck for 13, 14 hours.
Yeah, that's not the smartest thing to do. We are also running that 8x10 giveaway. So we are giving away a free 8x10 of Mr. Channing Thomas, someone you should be familiar with from Focus Pro. But all you gotta do is comment 99 overall on the video and you will be entered in for that giveaway. All right. So let's go back to the very beginning. Before you stepped into a ring, what kind of kid were you growing up?
I mean, obviously an athlete. Throughout, I think since the time I could stand, I've been playing sports, whether it was baseball, basketball, football. I just had to move. I had to be outside. I had to always do something. And it never got to a point where I was satisfied doing just one thing. So I would play baseball all summer and then immediately jump into basketball or jump into football and then basketball over the winter. And then it's the springtime, so baseball's coming right back up. I just had to be outside and moving constantly.
So, what first connected you to wrestling and what made it feel special to you?
A lot of it was the time with my dad. He's a huge wrestling fan. So during the off season of I'm playing sports all the time, at a certain point, I got tired of always being a baseball player. I wanted to do something else. And that was the lead up to the Royal Rumble. So everything from there was just, I'm just going to watch wrestling. That's just going to be my escape.
So, did you always have that sort of confidence in yourself, or was that something that you had to build throughout your training?
I was always confident in the skill, but I mean, wrestling is so much. You can be great in the ring and still not connect with an audience. I mean, we're introducing ourselves to people every day. Every time we go out there, there's somebody who hasn't seen you. So that's where the shy kid comes out of. Oh, I don't know these people. Are they gonna like me? All of that. So there are definitely levels to. I feel super confident in what I can do, but I don't know. Do I connect to this audience?
So, what about wrestling drew you in from just wanting to be a fan to actually becoming a wrestler?
Oh, you can't duplicate the feeling of going out through the curtain. Like that rush that hits as soon as you go through. Whew. I've done a lot of cool adrenaline junkie things, but nothing tops that initial pop when you walk through the curtain.
So, was there anyone in your life who encouraged your dream early on to pursue wrestling, or was it kind of just, this is what I want to do, and I don't care what anybody says, I'm going to do it?
Yeah. So actually, they're both the same people. My parents. I was a baseball player all the way through college. I had a chance to get drafted and play professionally, but I was so burnt out that I just wanted to do something completely different. I said, I'm not going to do draft. I'm not going to do free agency. I don't want to play baseball anymore. I'm going to be a wrestler. And the initial response was, you're making a mistake because you're really good at baseball, but we know that you're going to crush it as a wrestler. But that support system throughout, you need it to do something as crazy as this.
Absolutely. So, what did wrestling provide for you emotionally that you weren't finding with baseball or any other activity that you were doing at the time?
It was a new challenge. Through baseball, I just tried every avenue, and it was no matter how good you are, you're only because of where you're playing, we're not looking for you. Wrestling was just, I want to try something completely different. It's outside the box. You get to be this over the top personality. You get to have really fun. Baseball didn't allow me to have fun. You had to go out there and do your job and head down and be boring and all that. Wrestling, complete opposite. Over the top, be as wild as you can be.
As someone who played softball myself as a kid, and picked the grass in the outfield, I can understand how boring that is from going to baseball and then stepping into the excitement of wrestling.
So you know the pain of you hit a home run and you can't celebrate, put your head down.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
So looking back, what was younger Miles hoping wrestling would become for yourself?
Well, younger Miles, he just wants the fireworks at WrestleMania. I think all kids, you see the fireworks, like that's cool. I want to be that guy. Yeah. Uh Older Miles has come to figure out that wrestling's a way to connect to people. Like I've met people that I would have never met in my normal day-to-day life, but now they're some of my best friends. Like it's a crazy little community that we have, but as soon as you talk to somebody who's a wrestling fan or loves wrestling, instantly connection.
Of course. So what lesson from training when you had first started had hit you the hardest?
As in like advice for somebody else, or what lesson was given to me that
A
now I
lesson that was given to you.
okay. Um Enjoy the journey, because if you're so focused on the end goal, the journey's gonna suck. And I remember my trainer saying that, and of course, young dumb Miles was like, "Ah, that's for everybody else who sucks." But having been through this process for coming up on 6.5, 7 years now, every syllable of that is true. Like you have to enjoy the journey, because if not, by the time you get to the end and you finally hit that I'm satisfied, it's 20 years in.
So what version of yourself first walked through those training doors?
Probably a version that wasn't ready to be there, but needed to be there. Like at the time, I had just finished baseball. I was looking for something else to do. It was, I don't have an outlet right now. I don't have a creative outlet. I need to find something in there to still be creative and athletic, but it's not going to be baseball. It's not going to be these other things that you have a definitive, if I do A, B, C, and D, I will be successful. Wrestling is so much more than that. So,
So getting a little bit more into the idea of your character, where did the idea for 99 overall first come from?
so it came from actually training. A lot of the guys that I would train with would get very annoyed that I would pick up on things very quickly. So if they say, "Hey, do do a move," if I look at it, I could break it down and then do it almost the first or second time. And they would get so annoyed. It's like you're perfect. It's like you're a video game character. And from there, just latched on around with it.
So what made you believe that concept would connect to people?
Um, that concept, it was just blind trust. I didn't. I went out there. I was like, this could work. I've seen it work before, but I need something. In Maryland, we shut down with the commission and COVID and all that in 2020. So about the time when I was going to start wrestling. So I had all this time to think of a character, and I had a great character in mind. And then a week before or 2 weeks before I was going to do it, Carmelo Hayes was on NXT, and he said basically the same thing word for word. So I had to switch it within a week to make it work.
I guess Miles missed, but Mello didn't. So what part of your real personality lives the most inside of your character?
It's a good split. I think it's definitely the turned up because a lot of the Myles character is just what would I do if there were no consequences? Zero consequences. What's that inner thought that you can't let out? But in wrestling, you obviously can.
So, what does 99 overall represent for you? Is it who you are or who you're trying to become?
Well, in wrestling, it's who I am. That's just there's there isn't a thing in the ring that I cannot do. I've tried it all, and I've most of it I've messed up and then come back to and just go, I don't need it. But as far as actually doing it, I can't not do it.
So, has the moniker ever created a pressure for you to live up to?
No, no. I mean, every time I go out there, I'll go, this is gonna be an off night. Promoter wants a banger. It's a boom, boom. That's the baseline.
So, what do you hope people understand at first glance about your character?
At first glance, it depends on where I am. Most people at first glance go, I can never be that. And to a certain degree, no, you can, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort.
So, when you call yourself the 99 overall, do people expect perfection or just bangers of a match after match? Or
Yeah. Usually promoters will text me and say, hey, I need a banger. I called you. And I mean, if that's the standard I got to live up to, then I set it for myself. But I try to meet it every day.
so, getting a little bit more into maybe the pressure of expectation, how do you personally handle failure?
It's something that starting in baseball, you get used to all the time. You can do everything right and still fail. So I think having realistically, since time I could stand 20 years of baseball before getting into wrestling, you fail once in wrestling, that's a good day in baseball. So having that mindset of being able to jump in between of this isn't necessarily a failure. It's okay, I might not have reached the goal that I set for myself, but I can still bounce back and even go higher than I thought the first time.
Absolutely. So, what is something about wrestling that has humbled you?
The ring, the the
People don't
cardio.
realize how hard that thing is.
Yeah. And every part of it, like falling, everyone's like, oh yeah, the falling has to hurt, but like the ropes are soft, right?
No.
No, everything sucks. The running, the cardio, like as a baseball player, obviously we don't run anywhere. We kind of stand there. You kind of jog around the bases if you hit it far enough. But I think the first bump I took, like the first back bump I took, it hurt so bad. I was like, I'm gonna flip bump every time. Like I'm just gonna land on my chest. I'm not doing that. So yeah, the ring.
So, have you ever felt pressure to just constantly be proving yourself on the indies?
All the time. All the time. There's as wrestlers, we have egos. We know we do. But you sit there and especially wrestling with a bunch of people that you might see on TV or have been on TV, and they come up and they say, oh man, I don't know why you aren't wrestling X or you aren't here. At a certain point, you go, okay, I should be there. I should be there. And once you hear that enough, now it's like, okay, now I have to be there. And that pressure, that's probably more than living up to the 99 overall, is maximizing where the talent can go.
So, what would you say is harder for you, being doubted or being expected to succeed?
I like the doubt. I like when people go, "Oh, you're not that good, or you don't have a good match," because then that's a challenge. Like I'll step up to that. The pressure is, okay, you are that good. Don't fail.
And even myself, like I've been watching wrestling for over 20 years, and when it comes to seeing new guys on the scene, like I'll full blown admit the first time I saw you, I was like, oh, he looks like a young kid. Like, didn't think much of you. And then after your match, I was like, holy shit, that kid can go. And I was like, yep, I like him. And then I think the first time I saw you was at a Rebel Spirit Pro show.
Okay.
And then you had been booked on Focus Pro afterwards. And I was like, oh, Myles is on Focus Pro, let's go.
Yeah, no, I love it up there. Honestly, both promotions are super fun to work for.
And unfortunately, I missed you the last time you were up here, but
I might have
definitely
said
see you
I
again.
might have said some things up there.
My,
Happens.
my fiance had the pleasure of seeing you on CZW that weekend, but I did not.
That was a fun one.
So, have you ever had a moment where your confidence cracked?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it happens a lot, actually. Like bouncing around between different rings as a larger bouncy guy, we'll say, flippy guy, as some would say. I've fallen off the ropes once or twice, and you get the you effed up, you messed up, and those always get the confidence to crack. Oh, hello.
Oh, there goes my camera. I'm still here. My camera just doesn't like to stay plugged in.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, confidence cracks, but being able to get right back on, and maybe the fans don't see the confidence cracks, or you go out through the curtain and no one knows who you are. And you go, okay, that's the challenge of by the end of this match, you will know exactly who I am.
So, what helps you rebuild after a difficult performance or when a situation like that arises?
Just going back into trusting what got you there. Like a lot of times, I'll either watch one of my matches that I really like, or I'll go watch a match that is so outside of what I'm doing that it just says, hey, everything is part of this. You might have had one bad match. It doesn't mean that you are a bad wrestler.
So, what is something that you have learned about the pressure that younger Myles wouldn't understand?
About the pressure,
Mm-hmm.
do it for yourself. Like all these other people, they're not living your career. You can't let them dictate your career. There are things out there that younger Myles will go, oh, this person wants me to do X, Y, and Z. They want me to play this part of the character. They don't know what goes into the character. They just see, oh, that could be you, but that doesn't apply to what actually makes you you.
All right. So, let's get a little bit more into some of the moments throughout your career that have shaped you. So, what is a moment in wrestling that maybe changed the way you viewed yourself?
Ooh, I think I have a few. I know I have at least two. Uh, my second match at MCW with Leo Rush. That the first match didn't quite go the way we wanted to, but the second match, it was okay. You guys are the match on the show. Go out there, go kill it. This is a Myles. Do you belong? And to be in the ring with somebody who is that good, and to not only feel like you belong, but feel like okay, we can go at the same level and he doesn't have to pull me along. That was one that really stood out as okay, solidified. Second one, in kind of same principle, uh, was against Nick Nemeth. You know, champion of everything, has won everything. And to be in the ring and compete as peers, not as, okay, I'm at this level and you're still coming up. I have to pull you up. But competing on the same level is, okay, we're at the same point. We can have a match and discuss as coworkers. A, that was the one that was like, okay, this has solidified it.
So, what is a match from your career that taught you something important about yourself?
Whew. I would say my debut match, because of how the COVID lined up, my debut match was actually a dog collar match. So a lot of it was you're going into the ring as the kid, as someone that nobody knows. You've had maybe 2 matches in front of nobody where if things go wrong, you can cut it and start over. This is your first actual one. It's a highlight match. You are allowed to have ideas. I think a lot of young wrestlers will come into it going, don't have your ideas, let the vet call it, do all this. It's like, no, please have your ideas. Stand on, you have this idea of what story we're telling. Go into that and contribute.
I just had a vet on last week, out of Vic Craig, and that was something that he was explaining himself. He's like, anytime I sit there and need to discuss a match with someone, especially if they're on the younger side than I am, I always go to them and be like, all right, what can you do? And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it's whatever, I don't care. And he's like, no, tell me what you can do. I want you to get over with the crowd. Tell me what you do so we can work this match out. I'm not going to plan it for you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's one of the things where now, not being a vet, but having people who are less experienced than I am and wrestling them, they'll come up and go, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know, man. I just drove 6 hours. Still running on Wild Wild Coffee. Like,
So, what is a moment for you that fans may not have realized was special, but is something you will never forget?
may not have realized it's special. Um, hmm. I A match that I really learned a lot from was I wrestled Rich Swann in the 2300 arena, and we were both on a CZW show later that night, so we had to go on first. But that match, I learned so much about how to wrestle and how to structure a match and how to get through. Hey, the crowd may not know who you are, but we're going to teach them throughout. And Rich is so good that he teaches you in the ring. We're wrestling and I'm trying to figure these things out. And he goes, no, sit here, do this, do this, do this. So that was one that might not resonate as one that I'll never forget, but it was also my first time at 2300, which is pretty cool.
So, has there been a match where you felt you belonged on a different level?
Um, as far as I belong here at this level,
Or, I mean, you are at this level already, but have you had a match where you felt that you were ready to get signed and get ready to go to the big leagues?
uh, the one where I thought so, yes. Was I right? Absolutely not. Um, it was my first extra work appearance, and I got to wrestle my tag team idols, FTR. It was a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but after telling them that I'm from MCW and they knew my tag partner, they said, "We're confident. We're gonna call it out there. We're not gonna go over anything. You guys know how to wrestle." Going through that match and having that vote of confidence was like, okay, I belong at this TV level. Now, a year and a half into wrestling, I had no clue what I was doing up there. But it was the confidence that they had and coming back and going, hey, you can safely get through a match you didn't up. That was okay, I do belong at this level.
So, what is a lesson that you've learned from sharing the ring with established talent?
Trust yourself. Like at a certain point, you're here for a reason. And every opportunity has built. It has been, first one was FTR. Okay, can you wrestle these guys? And you made it. Leo, Nick Nemeth. After wrestling all those guys, like, okay, everybody else they're an opponent. Do they have these different levels of in-ring ability and character work? Yes. But that's all of us.
So, what is a conversation in wrestling that you've had that still sticks with you today?
In wrestling. specifically wrestling, because there have been a few that are not wrestling related, but we go
Then
to
we don't
every
even
week.
have to go wrestling related. Fuck it.
Okay. Car rides. How were bridges and tunnels made? This has been a question that has been in the car ride for like 6, 7 years. Obviously, we know how bridges are made because we've gone across a few of them. But whenever it's a dead space, it's just an hour of how do you build a tunnel like underwater? That's a that's a go-to. I don't know why, but it is.
Never thought about that, but like now that I'm thinking of it, there's so many tunnels that I know go like underwater in Boston. I'm like, shit, how did those get there?
Like if it goes through a mountain, you know how that like that one's pretty simple. Yeah,
Yeah, but
but like
underwater?
how do you get the underwater tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
And if you
you're gonna make me want to look this up afterward.
well, don't you can't look it up. That defeats the purpose. I've gone 7 years without looking it up. I still don't know how a tunnel goes underwater.
All right. So when things get difficult, what is a memory that keeps you moving forward in your career?
Ooh. It's probably a little bit of a weird one, but I was fortunate enough to be backstage for the build up to WrestleMania 40. So I got to see The Rock's entrance in New York coming out. I got to see I got to see night one of Mania from the floor level. And seeing all that and then talking to a few of the guys backstage, they were like, "Hey man, look, if you are here, that means that you can be here in our role." So that's something that no matter how low it gets, go back to that. Remember, these people were in the same position that you are now. You can do it.
All right. So building towards the future, what is something that you are currently trying to build for yourself?
A brand, a community, a fan base, you know, it's we're in a time in wrestling where people really latch on to personalities. And it's so great to see how people who might not be on a TV level are getting such a reaction. They have people following their story, they have people believing in them. And then that then turns into a TV contract. They're doing all this through social media where now it's building up and people are, I believe in this person. I see myself in this person. That's incredible.
So, what part of your game are you currently obsessed with improving right now?
Probably the social media and character aspect. Like that's the starting off wrestling without fans. It was weird because there's nobody to connect to. You're wrestling just for a camera. So as long as the moves look good, you wouldn't get much of a reaction. So now it's okay, I can do the moves. How do I get the fans to feel? How do I get the fans to latch on to this character? How do I get them to understand, hey, this is what I'm presenting. This is the theater, for lack of a better term, of what we're doing.
So, what is something you hope never changes about you?
Just going out there every day, you know, that's one of the things that so many people that I talk to, they become, I hate doing this. Or I I'm only happy the 10 minutes that I'm in the ring. Trying to enjoy just different aspects. I mean, I was able to pop up at a show that I would never imagine being on. But talking to that locker room and seeing how they view wrestling, like that was so much fun. Like I'm not a deathmatch wrestler, but I got a few scars and got my hand cut up by a little glass. So I'm hardcore now.
So, what do you want people to feel when they watch a Myles Hawkins match?
I want you to feel everything. Like I want you to feel angry. I want you to feel jealous. I want you to feel like one day I can do that, and I want you to feel like no, I cannot. Like the whole range of emotions.
So, if we were to do this interview again 5 years from now, what would you hope what would you hope would have changed about yourself?
More famous, more money, better looking, all the good things, No, just figuring out that character aspect, really having a good grasp of what it is. Because so many times as wrestlers, we're gonna have to change who that is. And it's to a point now where like I know the character, but I don't know the character, if that makes sense.
Of course. So when people hear 99 overall, what do you hope that means for them beyond wrestling?
Just that's the goal. Like that's where I want to be. Whether it's I want to spend time during intermission taking pictures with fans who want to get in the ring, whether that's I'm going out of my way to show the people that I appreciate you being here. Whether it's I just show up and always give it my all. Like if fans can relate that, they'll go, today might not be the day that I woke up feeling like doing this, but I see that he showed up. He might be sick today. He's kind of dragging through it, but he's still giving it 100%. Like, yeah, if fans can take that, I'll be happy.
All right. So, again, looking towards the future, are there any opponents that you have yet to face that you would like to? Any promotions you have yet to debut for, or any matches or match stipulations you have yet to wrestle that you would like to?
So I used to say that all my dream opponents are signed. Unfortunately, two of them have been released. So my personal GOAT, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Those two would be a dream match for me.
Ooh. And Kofi's a Massachusetts guy, so that may happen out here. I'm
That'd be
putting
fun.
that out. I want that in the world. I'm putting that out there.
Let's throw it out there. Let's get it to happen. Let's get to Kofi.
I'll message Evan right after this. Yo, we're booking Kofi Kingston for Focus Pro, and it's going to Myles. I don't care.
That'd be fun.
That would
That'd be fun.
fire. All right. So we've talked enough about the pressure, the ratings, and the expectations. Now I want to get to know who Myles is outside of wrestling.
Okay.
So what is something that you are genuinely passionate about outside of wrestling?
Ooh. It's gonna sound nerdy, but video games. Like I pulling the curtain back, I make my own wrestling gear. I make wrestling gear for other people. And when Resident Evil 9 came out, might have been some late gear. Some gear still might not be made because I have gone through that game so many times.
So if somebody wanted to understand your personality through music, who are 5 bands or artists that you would recommend them to listen to?
Oh man, you need scatterbrained artists. Like, I could probably go through what I was just listening to, and that will give you a good little. So The Weeknd, 1, Paramore, 2, Kendrick, 3, Metallica, 4. Wasn't expecting that, but there it is. And guys, Chanel Trace as 5. So a normal car ride goes anywhere from you can have Metallica followed up by Paramore, followed up by Techno House. Like it's so scatterbrained, but I just love it all.
I had to run out real quick before I had sat down with you, but literally like my playlist that I have pulled up right now goes from like A Day to Remember to Morgan Wallen to Paramore.
There we go.
And then it goes back to like Bad Omens and hard rock, and then Adele's thrown in there and Switchfoot. Like it goes all over the place.
It's so scatterbrained, but you never know what you're feeling in that moment.
So, what is something that you are currently obsessed with, just in general, whether it be a TV show or a new album or a video game that just came out?
Current obsession has to be season 5 of The Boys.
Oh yes.
Like,
Oh,
as a
somebody also watches The Boys. Yay.
see, I thought I was the only one who watched that show, but every time I bring it up, everyone's like, "Oh, you watch The Boys too?" Like,
Yes.
yes, obviously. Have I read the comic books? Yes. Do I have all of the comic books? Yes. Have I watched all of the seasons? Absolutely.
Even the sub show.
Was it
Gen V, Gen X, Gen
no
V.
Gen V? Gen V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that. I watched every single one of them. It's one of my favorite shows. I'm so sad that it's over. Well, they're
Rise Up.
coming out with like they're not like a new season, but like a new show, I guess that's supposed to be like an epilogue. So I guess it's supposed to
Prequel,
be like,
right?
I'm sorry?
Prequel. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Rising.
yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like about like Soldier Boy and all the
Y-
heroes from when he was around.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that.
Yeah. One of my favorite unhinged shows.
I would say if you like that and you have Amazon Prime, Invincible is another good one too.
I've watched Invincible.
I feel like you and my brother have very similar tastes when it comes to TV shows.
Extremely gory.
Yeah. He finds all like the old like Mortal Kombat video like cartoons and like the origin story behind like the Ninja Turtles, like the original Ninja Turtle. He loves
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. So my cousin is a huge Ninja Turtles fan. So
I literally just saw a post earlier this morning that was like a piece of paper taped to like a sewer grate, and it was like Ninja Turtles now hiring Inquire Within. And I was like, I need to find that. All right. So, what does your ideal day look like if you have absolutely nothing to do?
so right now, absolutely nothing to do would be get up. I'd probably work out. I wouldn't necessarily enjoy it, but I'd want to get a good workout in. Uh Obviously shower. Wrestlers, please shower. Don't stink.
And wash your gear.
Yes, both. Because uh then sit down and it would either be a game, maybe not Resident Evil 9 now because I played so much, but a game like that into I'm a huge college baseball fan right now. Like they're going into regionals and super regionals, and it's so much fun to watch. So my ideal day right now, go to a college baseball game. Specifically Georgia baseball. Go Dogs. Had to get that in. But.
Okay. So, what is a hobby or interest of yours that people would not expect from you?
Whew, gaming.
You're a boy. That's expected from most men.
You don't think so? A lot of people think like I'll go play Madden. It's like I haven't played Madden in probably 7-8 years. Like I want to play horror video games. I want to be a little creeped out. Like I want some grit and grime.
See, I'm into those type of video games, but they gotta be like the storyline based ones, like the pick your own adventure games.
Yeah. Until Dawn. Until Dawn 2 is coming.
Yep, Until Dawn. Until Dawn 2 is coming out next year.
Yep.
Like The Quarry, all those games, I love those.
Yeah. No, those are good ones. Those are some nice, good, creepy ones. I mean, obviously sewing. That's one that most people don't think. But then I tell them I make all my own gear. So trying to figure out different ways of how do I make it faster? How do I make a crop top hoodie, crop top cape, whatever thing? I don't even know what to call it, but my belly's out. Got a cape on the back.
All right. So, what kind of people do you naturally gravitate towards?
Goofballs. Like anybody who has a goofy personality, it doesn't even have to be secure enough in themselves, because a lot of us, especially as wrestlers, aren't super secure in ourselves, but we like putting on that facade. But if you come out and I just like having fun. Like I know that sometimes I have a very serious face and it's just my face. I'm just decaffeinated. But a lot of times, if you can have fun and joke, I will gravitate towards you and we will be the best of friends.
All right. So, if your life had a video game loading screen tip, what would it say?
The video game loading screen tip:
Yep.
take more naps, sleep more.
Sounds about right.
From being up all the time, it's like just take naps.
All right. What real life skill should the 99 overall rating have, but you don't?
See, I don't know because so it was gonna be cooking and meal prepping, but TikTok is amazing for finding meal prep or just recipes that make meal prep suck less. So a turkey burger bowl, if you're craving a turkey or if you're craving a burger, is amazing. A skill that I don't have that I probably should is if I'm being 99 overall, probably singing, something like that. That'd be a good one to have.
Okay. What is the most irrational fear that you have today?
Irrational. See, I think all my fears are very rational.
I mean, I feel like some of my fears are rational, and then I start talking about them to people, and they're like, that's something that's never going to happen. Why are you afraid of that?
See, you think that, but then it does happen.
Exactly.
So I'll throw it out there just because somebody's going to use it in wrestling against me now. I don't like snakes. And I'm like, you know what? It's wrestling. Jake the Snake doesn't bring his snake anymore. I'm gonna say it. It's never gonna happen. I go to a show in
Boom,
Pennsylvania,
snakes.
snake sitting in the ring. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not wrestling. I'm leaving.
All right. What is the most 99 overall thing that you have ever done?
The most 99 overall thing that I've ever done. I think it's consistently throwing my wrist tape in the trash can. I'll try to throw it from as far away as possible. And every time it goes in, people look like, did you make that? And obviously I made it.
So I work in a kitchen and like we have gloves and everything all the time, and I never look at the trash can when I throw my gloves away.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm not looking is when I get it in, but anytime I do look, I miss, and my coworker's like, "How?"
You can't look. You just gotta trust it.
Yep. All right. Well, those are all of the questions I have for you. So we have reached the last segment of the podcast that I like to call, if I can find my stuff for it, Promo Roulette.
Ooh.
And we got fun little music here too. All right. So, with that being said, we have reached Promo Roulette, and this is a segment where I have my guests shoot a promo on the fly on a random cartoon character. So, I'm gonna pick. Who am I gonna pick?
Mm. I don't know. We threw out some new cartoons.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna stick with a classic. I'm gonna go with Chris Griffin from Family Guy.
Okay. All right. Christopher, you want to be a 99 overall? Well, there's only one thing that you're really a 99 overall at, and none of us here want to see you play with that. So, I'm going to give you a little tip. Don't be like your father. Don't be like your little brother. If anything, be like Brian. Go outside. Let us do what we need to do. You stay over there. But if you come and talk to me, I will put you down. I will walk all over you. And I might even take your mom out afterward.
All right. Well, that is everything that we have for you this week, Myles. Thank you so much for joining us. With that being said, where can we find you in the next coming weeks? And if you are not in our area, where can we keep up with you on social media?
Well, in the next couple of weeks, being June 13th at Rebel Spirit again, I take on the heavyweight champion Spencer Slade for the title. This has been 2 years in the making now. Series of unfortunate events getting in the way every single time. So that will be in Marlborough, Massachusetts. If you are not in Massachusetts and you want to follow me, at the Myles Hawkins, MYLES, on everything. I know some people type in the MI. No, MY.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us this week. And thank you to everybody viewing at home. We will be back in just a few short hours because we have another 3 episodes coming at you today. We will be back at 4 o'clock with Mr. Jameson Shook. Again at 6 o'clock with Crash. And again at 8 o'clock, well, 7:30, 8 o'clock with Mr. Bobby Buffet. So we will be back with those 3 episodes later on today, and we will catch you in a couple of hours. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you soon.